Hi and welcome back. We're now looking at part 2 of the tutorial for EVE Online. This is about an hour into it after you finish the very basic introduction from the bald AI woman in the corner. You'll get to this section where you have to choose which career path you want to go down, basically being business, exploration, industry, military and so on. Now you don't have to worry about these too much because these are starting off agents and you can basically do the career path for every single one of them in the end. You can even do it at the same time if you want to. It's just easy. I found it easy doing it one by one because I started getting confused what I was doing. So basically have a quick look what you fancy going to go at first. So let's say exploration. Start a conversation with this woman. And she's also on the right hand side here. So start conversation. It basically just gives you a warning. If you fail or cancel a mission, you'll get a standing loss, which you'll see there, 0.2. That's important because to get the higher level missions, you need higher standings really. So 0.2 is basically next to nothing. So blah 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 blah. Let's just see what this says. I see straight away you start earning decent money straight from the word go really. So it's not too bad. Okay, let's just accept this. And just undock. Yeah, I started with this one because it's generally can be the trickiest one, really. I think it's a minimize that rather than close it. See this pops up as you're doing different missions as well. You can access the onboard scanner. So basically your onboard scanner is this thing. So if you just press that. So basically you're looking for a cosmic anomaly. So basically press that button, which will then start scanning within I don't know what AU stands for, I'm afraid. It's basically a unit of distance. So let's just move this up. Probably could do with expanding this because it's not that great, to be honest. Right, there we go. Straight away we have found 3 anomalies. And basically our mission is to warp to cosmic anomaly. Signal strength, basically, once you get to 100% you can warp straight to it. So let's try the middle one. So if you just right click on one of those, warp to within whatever. Rise with Starship Troopers. Would you like to know more? So I think basically the idea of this mission is to find proof of discovery. Can't quite remember how to do that, but we'll find out in a second. Blah blah blah. I'm just gonna warp to it. Further instructions when you get there. Here we go, here's the mission instructions. Recover the proof of discovery. Training container. Right, so basically there should be a training container, which you can see there or there. Click on that. Then click this open cargo button. Wait for ship to... I think you need to be about 2.5 kilometers away from it maximum to be able to loot, so... Oh, maybe 1.5. So basically there's a proof of discovery you need. Press loot all, close that off, and then you'll see that flashing there. I've completed the mission. Press this, then go back to the home base. And that's your lot. It does get more tricky than that. I'm hoping it might show me that in a second, actually. Because you'll have these little probes which you can launch, so you get further, you can scan further, really. But the trick to getting it to actually... Yeah, basically it starts off as a very vague signal strength, and you have to basically use overlapping scan ranges to narrow it down to like almost pinpoint accuracy. Now, getting to grips with that is slightly complicated, but once you figure out the gist of it, it's not too bad. It still takes some work, but it's not just press a button, press scan, and then warp to it. The general idea is, if you follow it through and to do all the training you require and everything, it can actually be quite lucrative, because obviously a lot of people won't do it and just go for the direct, easy options for money. But if you find certain hidden areas, sometimes they'll have very good salvage you can find, or rare, or various other things, and you can actually make quite a lot of money out of it. Alright, it's just go down here, press complete mission. And you see, I'll get that is basically another skill book, which links into this profession. So let's press complete mission. There you go, it's in massive red writing. So yeah, it's just told me better learn that now. Right click on this, train down to level 1. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's fine. It's just telling me to push whatever I'm currently doing behind it. So if you have a look on the skill tree at the moment, you'll see Astrometrics takes 24 minutes. So what I'll do, I'll pause this here and I'll come back, continue recording after that's trained, so I can carry on with this tutorial. Right, Astrometrics has just learnt to level 1, so now we can carry on with this mission. Basically, when I accepted the mission, got a little ahead here. But basically, when you accept the mission, you were given a brand new ship. Purely for, I think you can actually keep it as well. It's purely because it's upgraded. So the first thing you should do really is when you're changing from your old ship, go into your inventory. You'll see your new ship there. What you will have to do, right click in it, and it should say up here assemble ship. Now I've already assembled mine, but it'll say like a number 1 there. So as soon as you get it, press assemble. And just before you switch to the new one, right click on your old ship and click strip fitting, which any of the turret and the shields will now come off your ship. There you go. Now you can swap to the new one. Active. God, the ugly. It's a really awful looking ship. Anyway, so what you'll find now, because you strip the fittings of the other one, they'll now be in your item hanger. Go to fitting and just fit those in the gun. Now on the tutorial you will also have, because I've just done, it will nag you. It's basically up there. So press ensure, and then you'll just choose whatever value you want. Basically it costs 3,000 and the estimated value will be 24 should you get blown up. Basically it goes off market value, so on the way now. And as before, go up here and warp to location.
Warp drive active.
I've minimised each. This is a real purely because there's really no point in having a big box flashing away. You can do that with a lot of the UI actually. Should you want? I don't tend to fiddle too much because I tend to break things, so if it works, leave it. again to get to the story area. Right click this activation gate, or whatever. Acceleration gate even.
Warp drive
Activate
active.
to the first area. This ship really is awful. It kind of looks like an ostrich. And what it will tell you here, you'll get a little story pop up. Basically, you want to click on this exploration thingamabob, press open cargo, go across to it, and it will give you those items. You then go to the second gate.
Warp drive active.
And there we go. Right, we've basically skipped ahead. The mission I was just showing you, basically just showing you the different types of areas you can find when scanning. It didn't really require you to do anything. So as soon as you come back, hand it in, the next mission along you'll get is to actually do some full-on proper scanning. Now, what you have to do is make sure she'll give you this item, proof of discovery. This will be in your item hanger. So just make sure you drag it from there and then stick it in your ship cargo hold so it's there. Otherwise you won't be able to access all of the area once you finally do find it. So just make sure you do that, and also just go make sure you go into fitting and the items you found previously, that being the core probe scanner, launcher even, make sure you fit that and then you load these core scanners in as ammunition. Now this is actually quite tricky because what I've had to do is let's go to the training queue, I'll show you. Astrometics, I've actually has to train this to level 3. I've tried it at both level 1 and level 2. And basically the difference is, at each level you can use one additional probe to scan. Now I had it at a maximum of 3. I found the area we needed, but I couldn't quite get it because you need to get to 100% scan strength before you can actually warp there, and I could only get it to 99%. So I've trained up to Astrometics level 3, which took a few hours, but just basically did it overnight. So now that's all done, I'm going to see if I can now find it this time. So I press undock. I mean, it is quite tricky this, so if you feel you can't do it, don't worry at all. Just, you lose nothing, well, apart from a bit of money, by not doing the tutorial, so you can skip it entirely if you don't want to do it. So this time, again, open up the scanner, and if we just check the journal, we're looking for a gravimetric site this time, apparently. So what you can now do is to launch some probes, which are those little things down here. You just basically click this to fire it off. I'm only going to use 3 at the moment though. Once those are done, go up to map, and basically this thing you can see here is basically the system we're in currently, with this big blue sphere being the scan strength or scan range even of the probes we've launched. Maximum. Basic controls here, press and hold anywhere in space. With the left mouse button you can spin the camera around and up and down. Right mouse button, that just actually moves the height of it really. So what you can do, these probes you can move by pressing these arrows. And the idea is to get your scanning probes to overlap as much as possible like that. So within this scan area here in the middle, it's been covered by all 3 of them. So it just means basically it gives you a higher percentage. I'll just show you how this works. Now press analyze, it'll warp into position. And because this scan strength is set to the maximum, probably get quite a lot of results that will then need to drill down to find out exactly what they are. Just be aware though that this does take quite some time. So, there you go. So you've got results all over the show. but because they're only weak results really, apart from those three, which are just the training areas, we don't know what the rest of these are. Ignore that. So, what you can, if you right click on something, you can actually click ignore result or ignore other results, so you can just focus directly down on that one. So what we will do, because I'm not sure what this is, press and hold the outside of the blue sphere and that will decrease the scan range. And because you've decreased it, just get these to overlap a little more as well. What I will do at this time is launch my fourth probe, which is in here somewhere, and get it like that, so I've got some height as well, so this area here is covered by all four of them. Because the highest scan range is basically you'll only get a smaller percentage, and the idea is to keep lowering scan range, lowering scan range, and lowering scan range so you can pinpoint it eventually. So hopefully now it should go up, the percentage. If not, I might cry. Like that. So basically I think the red orb means it's been found by one of the scanners. Ah, wrong button. Let's reposition these and see what we come down with. I'm going to make this a little larger actually, just so it's been covered by at least bare minimum 2 of them. You'd hope so anyway. Because there's no way to know until I get this percentage a bit higher if this is the actual thing I need. So we focus down on this one. Comes back with. This a little bit. It's generally the best idea to kind of like a pyramid style. No triangular shape, so the scan area covered by all of them is as big as possible really. This is basically how scanning works. It is very tricky though. Basically, now we found a red halo, that means 2 of the probes can see it, but the other 2 can't. So it's apparently in this area somewhere. Don't really know how to do this. Get one covering the bottom, one covering the top. Ah! I think I'll do. One covering either side. So hopefully now the majority of this. There we go, 2 gravimetric sites, which are exactly the ones we're after. Yeah, it must be like 30% you need to find out exactly what it is. Basically the group there will tell you exactly what kind it is. So let's focus in on that one. Ignore other results. So I now need to minimize these a little bit. Ooh, hang on. You have to be careful as well when you're doing this. If you completely balls up and lose it when you're going down to it, when you're making the orb smaller, you sometimes have to start from scratch. So it's really a game of patience. Just do not rush, which is pretty much a golden rule for anything in Eve, really. Ah, what am I doing? Yes, this is pretty fiddly. I don't know if I'm being too hopeful making them this small. might do actually is just increase it a little bit. I don't want to lose track of this bugger. Again, like I was saying, try and make a pyramid or something around it. You might have gathered I'm not exactly an expert on this, 'cause to be honest I only ever did a tutorial on it, then left it because it wound me up that much. I'm just trying to help anyone if I can. Right, they should be overlapping quite hugely now, so let's see. Oh, see, got 91% now. Ignore other results. Make the increment slower, smaller even. I'm not going to be too clever here. I'm not going to go down to the minimum straight away, because if I lose it, I'll cry. And the whole point for doing this is, if you've got the patience to do it, and of course got the skills and the gear, the ships and everything, you can make quite a lot of money doing this. It's just if you've got the temperament to actually spend up to an hour pressing buttons and watching blue orbs. Ah, finally, there we go. Right, got it to 100%. Save location is probably always the best idea, just save that. What you can do now, I suppose I better recover active probes, which will basically just bring them all automatically back to my cargo hold. So yeah, it looks like you do need a minimum 4 probes before you can actually get it to 100%. I tried this for a long time last night. Just to get off this, just press the map button. I'll close this off. Right, and this is where the that little blue thing will come into effect, this proof of discovery. Because you can actually get into the room here, but the second room where the item is hidden, you won't be able to get to unless you've got that in your inventory. So yeah, that is the basics of scanning, really. And yes, it is very tricky. But yeah, please don't be put off by that. If you've got no intentions of doing something so fiddly and awkward, just go down the combat paths, or even distribution or mining, because they're not that too bad to pick up. And to be honest, really, if you want to make good money in something, you really should specialise. If you want to do some mining, try and gear your skills towards that and improving it. Oh, balls. It all seems to be on at the same time every day. Right, basically, it should be here, something here I can loot. Which, if this was a normal site, you could save this location, and these would be quite rare or worth quite a lot in the markets. But of course, since it's training, I can do bugger all with it. So just loot this item. I think, seriously, the golden rule with this game is patience, patience, patience. Although, to be honest, I do think the tutorial could still do with some tweaks, really. Because as it stands at the moment, really, you still need to do some external reading. Or, if you do get stuck, this tab clicking away. If you ask a question, rookie help, it's usually maintained. Normal players can be in there, but usually just press loot all on this, actually, and then we're done. If you get stuck, You can ask a question in there and you will get a response. So let's just press this, dock,
Warp drive.
and the ship will autopilot to where I need to go. So yeah, you do get good advice in here. Sometimes it'll be quick and straight to the point, but as you can see, there's currently 3,300 people in this chat room. But it's moderated that as well, so you don't get too many tosspots in there, or if you start messing about, they'll end up getting sorted out and kicked off. So it's a good place. So if you want to ask a really stupid question that you think sounds stupid, just ask and you'll get the advice you need. Because when you get past a certain point, I think it's days rather than experience or anything, you'll automatically be kicked off that channel. You can add onto it, back onto it yourself, but it's purely to keep it, well, clear really. So it's only brand new people and people that want to help new people that will be included in it. So now we're back here. Double click the agent and complete mission. And that is basically the basics of scanning, really. I know I like saying basically a lot, but tough. Basically, you can follow this through. I've just been given a survey skill thingamajig. So hang on, what's that? I'll just inject that. I think that will help me scanning. Let's just see. There it is. Press info. Yeah, 5% improvement per level per scan speed. So basically only learn that if you want to continue down this path, because there's no reason otherwise to do it. So that's the basics of scanning anyway. So thanks for watching and I hope that helps. I'll be doing more tutorial videos on some of the other ones, but I think they're pretty basic. So if there's nothing else to cover, I'll just do a basic video which covers certain things that I think you should do at some point really, like how to use the markets and everything. So thanks for watching guys.